Video 10, second to last video for the Flickr browser part 3 material design and other features. Let's get into this video and get it cranked out. Okay, so let's go and create the layout for our photo details. Now this is going to be the most complex layout that we've created to date, and that's because we're going to be using a card view, we're going to show the photo and the other various bits and pieces of information from the photo object. So there's quite a little bit involved in this layout. So let's get into it. So I'm going to just format this with the Command Alt L. So it's easier on the eyes. And I'm going to change it from a relative layout to a linear layout. Out. And I'm going to go down the bottom there and do the same. And we're going to remove some of the redundant bits of information here. So I'll fix that up. We also need to add the Flickr one that we've done in the past. So XML name NS namespace Flickr equals HTTP, and of course the one we want is the res auto. Okay, because we're going to be using that. And the layout width, we're going to do a match parent for both of those, so that's okay. The padding, we're going to get rid of padding. I'm not going to use padding at all. Tools context is okay. We also want to set the orientation, because this is a linear layout. We're going to set the orientation to be vertical. Okay, so that's our basic level. We're going to get rid of this text view because that's not going to be used. And we're going to add our toolbar, include Android ID, and you know this before. You've seen this a couple of times now. So plus ID app bar. And layout equals at layout toolbar. We're also going to make sure the layout width, you're going to match parent as well. Height, action bar size again, doesn't really matter, but we can put that in there. So that's our toolbar. Now we're going to add our card view. So Android.support .v7 .widget .card view. So the layout width, we're going to do a match parent. A layout height, we're going to do a wrap content, so basically only use as much as we need. And we're going to add some margins. We've got margin left 16 dp. We want a margin right of the same, and margin at the top of the same. So margin right 16 dp, and margin top 16 dp. Now the card background color, we're going to go with the background color of our color primary. We're going to add a card corner radius, so what's on the side of the cards, corner radius equals 8 dp. That's sort of the curvature or the radius, what it looks like. And we're going to prevent corner overlap. Set that to false. False, like so. And let's add some padding at the top and the bottom as well. So padding bottom 16 dp, and padding top 16 dp. Okay, so that's our card view. So what we haven't done at the moment is specified what's going to be in that card view. So the toolbar is first at the top of the screen, then we've got a card view, and now what we're going to do is create another sub layout in the card view of the actual data we want to record. So I'm going to create another linear layout, and this is sort of showing you how you can sort of embed layouts within layouts, so to speak. So the width I'm going to set to match parent, which will be the card view, and same for the height. I'm just going to move that down a little bit to give us a bit of space. Okay. Layout height. And orientation, we're going to make that one vertical as well because it's going from top to bottom. And actually that's all we needed there. Okay. So next we want to start putting in some of our fields. But before we do that, we're going to, again, this is again the concept of layouts within layouts. We're going to use a frame layout. Now the advantages of a frame layout, normally they're designed to only include one view. That's really what they're designed for. Think of it like a picture frame, for argument's sake. You normally have one item in there, and that's it. But we're going to do something special with this one. So we're going to do a match parent to both. Again, whatever the parent's got, we're going to do the same. So we're going to match parent. Now in the frame layout, we're going to add our image. You're going to do an image view. In case it's important, as per normal. And we're going to add an ID first. ID equals. We're going to call this one photo underscore image, so we can find it easily later when we're populating it with data. Now width, we're going to set to match parent, but the height, we're only going to use again what we need, so we're going to do wrap content. So there's a bit of space there. We're going to set gravity to center. So we're going to try and move the photo, if it fits, into the center as much as possible, if it doesn't take up the full amount. And we're going to set some margins. So this is the margins that is above and below the image. Bottom. We're just going to go with 8 dp. We're going to set a left and a right. Left is the same. And margin underscore right. Same as well. So we need 3 of those. The reason we're doing that is the margin at the bottom is the gap between the end of the photo and where the next text object starts. And left or right is just so it's not sort of flush against the side of the card view. And we also want a top as well, margin top, for the same reasons. Margin top and 8 dp as well. Now the scale type for the image, we're not going to be using the thumbnail. We're going to be downloading the full image, the full size one. So we probably need to scale it. We definitely need to scale it because the images can be huge and very big. So we're going to try and do a center crop. So crop it to fit within the center of the space we've got allocated. And we're going to add a default image that'll show until our image has been downloaded, which you've seen before. So we're going to use our placeholder from the drawable folder. Okay, so that's our image view. Now we've got a couple of other things we want to do. So normally, as I mentioned, you'd only have one view within a frame layout. But a sneaky trick with frame layouts is if you want to have some text superimposed over the top of an image, you can add a text object at this point within the frame object, and anything you add will be shown in order. So whatever's at the top will be drawn first. And in this case, we're going to add a text view, and the text view is going to be drawn over the top of the image view. And I'm going to actually add the author's details over the top of the image. So to do that, I'm going to create a text view. We need an ID, of course, so we can actually populate that. I'm going to call this author, or photo underscore author. Photo author. And whoops, got that around the wrong way. Like so. And we're going to do the layout width. We're going to match parent. Layout width, match parent, and the height, we're going to do a wrap content. So only use as much space as we need. The gravity, we're going to do, this is where the text is going to appear. We're going to use the layout gravity, and we're going to position the text so it's at the top of the image. But by using a pipe character, we can use another parameter, which is center as well. So we're going to center the text, in this case the author text, to be at the top of the image and then centered in the middle of the photo as well, the image. We're going to add a bit of padding at the top so that it doesn't start too high. We're going to start with 8 display pixels. And of course we need to set the text color, and we're going to make that our secondary color, so that'll be the yellow, flicker, secondary text color. And lastly, we're going to set the text size. Text size, and we're going to make that 14 SP. Okay, so we've now got our frame layout, which has got our image, and it's also got our text that's sort of on top of that. So you don't need that extra one there, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to clear that up a bit, add a little bit of space so it's still readable. So we've got our image and our text view. So we finished with the frame layout. So then further below the frame layout, we want to show also the photo title and the tags. So I'm going to add another text view. Remember, this is no longer in the frame layout. It's still in the now back in the linear layout. So text view, and the width and height are going to be match parent, which you've seen before, and wrap content. Match parent and wrap content. We're also going to add the ID. We'll call this one photo underscore title. We're going to add some margins, margin left, so it doesn't start too much to the left or go too far to the right. So we're going to do a left, margin right, 8. We're also going to add a margin at the top as well. So there's a bit of a gap between where the photo ends. So that's margin top, 8 dp. And we also need to choose the color again. So I'm going to go text color. And let's go for color. We'll make this the primary one because we've already got yellow used in the photo. So color, flicker, primary text color. Then just the text size, and let's go with 14 for that. 14 SP. Okay, so that's our title. So the last thing we want to do, which I'm just going to copy and paste, the last field is the tags. And tags we're going to put in a smaller font because there's usually more data there. And we're going to make this tags, photo underscore tags. It's going to be match parent, wrap content. The margins are all the same, 8 dp for each. We're going to use the same color, the white again. This time we're going to specify a smaller size. We're going to go with 10 because there's more information. So that's basically it. So if I now clean this up a little bit, and what I'll do is I'll hold down Command, Alt and L again. It's always a good way of cleaning things up. And as you can see there now, we've now got our full layout. So we've got our toolbar, we've got a card view. The card view contains a linear layout, which itself is comprised of a frame layout, which has got the image and text that's superimposed over the top of that image. Going back to the linear layout, we've also got two other text views, being the title and the tags. And that's it. Okay, so that's the layout. In the next video, we're going to go through and we're going to put this all together. We're going to go back to our View Photo Details activity, and we're going to start putting the data that we've got from the photo object on screen into the view. So I'll see you in that next video.